sorry for the technical difficulties. Trying out OBS is definitely not my strong suit. I tried. Uh, it didn't do well. Um, it's a work in progress. That's all I will say. But as you guys can see, I'm clearly working on things, and I'm clearly trying to elevate the channel to new heights. So just bear with me. I'm gonna keep working with OBS, but I am gonna plan on streaming on OBS and trying that out. I did some pretty cool assets and stuff for the stream as well, as I'm sure you guys have seen. So again, I apologize for the technical difficulties. But without a further ado, you know what we're here for. We are here to talk Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man episodes 6 through 8. And I tell you, this show just keeps getting better and better each week. Just when you think the story couldn't go any further, it does. And that is all credit to the team who works on this show, who clearly has a lot of heart and compassion and just passion in general for this series. And I'm ready to hear your guys' thoughts. So if you're checking this out, this live stream on the replay, definitely let me know what did you think about episodes 6 through 8, and let me know what is your favorite episode so far in the series. But yeah, let's get into your guys' comments. Welcome, DJ Knight. Yeah, I know that, again, work in progress. Okay, take two. Yeah, take two of today's live stream. You learn, you live and you learn, and that was a live and learn moment. What's up, Serenity? What's up? I hope you're doing good. What's up, Solomon? What's up? What's up? What's up? Freddie, what's up? You said episode 6 through 8, I'm guessing you're saying, were amazing. I expected the love at the end of episode 8, where we saw a glimpse of Peter's classic. Yeah, we're gonna see his classic suit in the last 2 episodes. They teased it at the end, so yeah, we're gonna see it come to fruition. And stay hydrated. And okay, what's up, Carter? You said, I love the fight between Spider-Man and Daredevil. What's up, Nicole? Hey, we had a mess up of a stream, but we are back, and luckily, your boy has a backup, so we're back. What's up, Caden? What's up, man? We back, baby. We back. You said episode 7 was peak. Yes, it was definitely peak. Scorpion, they really built up Scorpion as the legit threat in this show, and I love it because Scorpion has always, in as far as the MCU and just kind of like other projects, Scorpion has always been that villain that hasn't really been, as far as what we could tell, like taken seriously. But this Scorpion, like, you genuinely do not want to mess with this guy. That's how it feels, and I'm glad that they are really building up, Scorpion in this show to be like a guy you don't want to mess with. I did not expect to see Scorpion pretty much pierce through Peter Parker like that. That was like really insane. And just so many Easter eggs and teases in this show. Like, it's just so well planted. And it's just a really cool thing to just experience. Let's see what you guys are saying. Got Spider-Man and Daredevil. Yeah, Spider-Man and Daredevil, that was dope. Shout out to Charlie Cox. Still playing Daredevil in all these medias. At this point, y'all need to go ahead and make a Daredevil game and just have Charlie Cox voice Daredevil at this point. He's the definitive Daredevil. There's no one else I could see really, fulfilling that role. Like, Charlie Cox he's just the guy for Daredevil, and he puts his all into this character. And I really think this episode is really going to get people even more excited for Daredevil Born Again, which definitely stick around on the channel because I will be talking Daredevil Born Again. I'll be going through the episodes, sort of like we're doing here. So if you like Daredevil Born Again, you like Daredevil, you guys are hyped for that, definitely stay tuned because I got you covered. Yeah, I love episode 6 where the devil was in and we saw the Spider-Man fight. It was awesome. I want to ask you guys this. What do you guys think Daredevil was looking for in Norman Osborn in Oscorp? What do you think he was trying to find? Because I've been trying to figure out what dirty laundry Norman Osborn has that Daredevil may know some of. Is Norman Osborn working with Kingpin? Is Norman Osborn doing some other shady stuff that, again, Daredevil probably caught word of? Because again, we definitely know these heroes exist. We know Daredevil exists. We know Iron Man exists. Like, we know these heroes exist. And what I love about this show is, yes, they're cameos, but they also serve a purpose to the ongoing story, like the Sokovia Accords. I really do appreciate that this show is really giving us more detail and going more in depth into the Sokovia Accords. I feel like in the MCU, we really didn't have much time to really go into the effects of the Sokovia Accords and, who was on whose side, and things like that. And this show kind of gives us that. So I'm very appreciative of that. My boy Pete was only 14 and he's taking a beating like that. Yeah, he was Scorpion was giving him the beats and it was on site. And to me that shows like, yeah, Spider-Man is this powerful character, but when you get Spider-Man distracted, when he's not at his full focus, he's definitely a character that again, he gets beat down, and I'm glad that this show didn't try to make Peter Parker this overpowered individual. Like Peter Parker throughout the comics has learned, to face certain villains. He may not win the first fight, he may not win the second fight, but best believe the next fight he goes into, he's gonna win that fight because he's just that determined, you know. And then we got a tease of Green Goblin because the Scorpion was beating the brakes off Spider-Man. The glider came in. Yeah, the glider came in, and I automatically said like, oh yeah, we're getting there now. Like this is where we're getting to the interesting part. Like the show has overall been interesting, but this is where things are starting to pick up because again, when we saw the glider, and I don't know if you guys caught this, maybe you guys did, but the glider like attacking Scorpion like that. Like he pretty much ran over Scorpion with it. It reminded me of two scenes. Obviously in Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man where they had the fight at the end. And luckily Spider-Man was able to dodge it and what happens to Norman Osborn after that? He dies. And then obviously No Way Home, we got the whole thing with Aunt May and that sort of thing with the glider. She went down. So that scene kind of reminded me of that. So I definitely see maybe that glider being used as a weapon. Will we see someone die in the show? Maybe. It's possible. Only time will tell. We kind of do. Technically, we kind of did because that first guy that Scorpion attacked, he pierced through his like legit body. They didn't show it, but you could see you can tell by the angle that his body's pierced through. Like there's no way he made it out. I love episodes 6 to 8, especially love episode 8 where we saw a glimpse of the classic suit. Yeah, the classic suit. I am so excited to see that in action. You know, all the other suits that Peter's tried, the homemade suit. I love the homemade suit. The other suits he tried again, those were funny, gimmicky kind of things. The Oscorp suit, I mean, that was cool. I think personally, again, it needed more color. So your boys getting the color, we're getting the red and blue, the classic red and blue that Spider-Man has always been known for. So it's good to see that it was like a build up to this moment. And what do you think they're doing with all those animals? Well, I have a theory. I think we might see Craven the Hunter in a future season. And I'm going to tell you why I feel that way. Because one, we already got a connection with Dimitri. Obviously, we got Chameleon. And we legit saw Chameleon in his legit mask and gloves. So if Chameleon is out there, 9 times out of 10, Craven the Hunter's out there too. So I think they might do maybe season 2 or season 3. We might actually see Craven the Hunter pop up in the show. I think that would be really dope. We need an actual team with Spider-Man and Daredevil for season 2. I hope we do. If they want to, I want them to do a story with like similar to Devil's Reign. I would love to have like a story like that where Spidey and Daredevil have to team up, and who knows, maybe some of the other Defenders characters like Luke Cage and Jessica Jones and Iron Fist, maybe those characters can show up, because we know that that universe is canon now. All those projects are canon now. So I wonder if those same projects are going to be canon in this. We also did hear with the Daredevil fight, the legit Daredevil theme song playing as well, which I thought that was like, again, little touches like that just adds more to the experience of the show. And I'm very appreciative that they used the Daredevil theme song because that's what people know him for. That's the song. So again, so many Easter eggs and references in this entire show. In General Ross, yeah, we got General Ross in here too, which again they used the original actor. I forgot who the original actor is, but they did like a design similar to him, so it's definitely not Harrison Ford. So I think it's really cool that the fact that we even are going, like I said, we're going deeper into the Sokovia Accords. We see Iron Man. We see, we haven't seen Captain America yet, but we've seen pictures of Captain America. You know, we're seeing, Daredevil. We're seeing all these different heroes. And there's one hero that we're going to see again because in one of the trailers, I think it was like the first trailer, there's a scene in the trailer with Doctor Strange. And he says, "Oh, so you're Spider Man." And I think it's like at night too. It's definitely at night in the background. So we're definitely going to see Doctor Strange again. Rather, this is a new version of Doctor Strange that we saw in the first episode. Or maybe this is like the Doctor Strange of that universe that maybe Peter Parker didn't know about because again, he didn't know about Doctor Strange. So to me, it either set up two things. Either one, his universe doesn't have a Doctor Strange, or two, again, it might be the same Doctor Strange we've seen before. So again, also, I don't know if you guys remember, I did a video a long time ago about this. The Watcher, I've heard, is supposed to be showing up in this show. I don't know when. We haven't seen him yet, but I have heard that the Watcher is going to be showing up at some point. I don't know if that's still true or not, but I did a video on that a while ago, but I forgot to mention it in the last stream we did. Or maybe even Daredevil can train Peter. Would be sick. Yeah, that would be dope. I would love to see like a training montage with Daredevil and Peter. Kind of have him be a little bit more stealthy because so far we've seen him use his web and use his web to pick up items to throw back at his enemies, but we haven't seen him like use his really get in and use his fists. So hopefully Daredevil could maybe be that guy to kind of be like, hey, you know from long range, it's cool that you want to try to attack your enemies from long range, but you also got to be able to get in a little bit. You got to get a little bit close range and and stuff. So I would love that. We saw Uncle Ben in the alternate timeline. Yeah, we did. That was dope seeing Uncle Ben. I'm glad that this show just continues to go off of the source of Uncle Ben. Now, a lot of people in this show, and this is me, this is kind of like my opinion on it, but I see a lot of people who make the argument that what's the point of him being Spider-Man? It's not going by the whole Uncle Ben thing. And here's my thing. This is a Spider-Verse. Every Spider-Man is going to have a different story. Not every Spider-Man is going to have become Spider-Man because Uncle Ben dies. That's not always the leading factor. I think through mythos, people think that it's supposed to be that way, but it isn't always the case. It hasn't always been that way. Again, this is a whole Spider-Verse we're talking about. This is a different Spider-Man, a different take. So, of course, his path is probably going to be different than from a lot of other versions. And that's okay, So, but throughout the show, They do a good job of continuing the legacy of Uncle Ben. He's, even though he's not there, in person, he's there in spirit because they mention him. They show pictures of him. They tell stories about Uncle Ben. So it's like he's still there even though he's not there, if that makes sense. The actor for 2008 Hulk movie. Yeah, that's him. That's the design they used. Do you think Chameleon is going to get his powers from a chameleon? Maybe, unless he's able to, again, unless he's we as far as we know, because it seems like a lot of the villains so far, they haven't really gotten their powers yet. Some of them have, but some of them have not. Like, Rhino definitely doesn't have his powers. So to me, we're gonna see Rhino get his powers. We're gonna see Chameleon get his powers. We're gonna see all these villains. I would imagine probably, if surprisingly not by the last episode, I wouldn't be surprised if we get to see all these villains power up. And again, I did a video about this, but I think they're gonna set up Sinister Six. Like, I really do have that feeling that we're gonna see a Sinister Six in this series. So that also could be a good way to build that up. Your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man Scorpion is just as dangerous as Insomniac's version. I agree. Anthony, what's up, man? How you doing? I hope you're doing good. Let me know what you thought of the episodes. I love how all the fights are taking place at night. Exactly. Like, it makes sense. Like, we've seen Spidey fight in the daytime, and that's cool, but you don't really get to see him fight too much at night. At least not now. You used to. Like, Spider-Man the animated series, for the most part, he was fighting at night. So, this series is kind of going back to that, so I appreciate that. And I hope that the Green Goblin fight takes place at night. A huge reference. Yeah, that would be dope. That'd be dope. And I think they would. I want to ask you guys this. Now we're talking about Green Goblin. Do you guys prefer him to have his comic accurate costume? Or would you prefer they lean in a little bit to the technology side? Or do you guys want a mix of both? I'd definitely love to hear your thoughts on that. I'm doing good, man. I'm doing really good today. I had an issue with my previous stream. Again, you have failures in life, but I'm going to continue to work on it, so it'll be all good. Carter, you said a Scorpion with gamma radiation is not good. He'll be a walking gamma bomb. Yeah. And I think that scene, because it's literally attached to his skin. And, obviously, with the suit, kind of what Scorpion's whole thing is, he loses his mind. So I think the gamma radiation is gonna be the source of where he loses it. And I think when we saw that scene with the gamma radiation latching onto his skin, and it felt like it was going to his brain. So that to me is like their canon way of saying, like, yeah, this is Scorpion now. He's lost his brain. Because the more he loses his mind, the more crazier he gets. So I definitely see that being the case. Just signed my publication deal. Hey, congrats! Congrats to you, my guy. I'm happy for you. Keep doing great things. Serenity, you said, with great power comes great respect. Talk about a twisted subversion. Yes, chills. Chills. I when I heard that, I instantly paused my TV and I said, "What?" That I did not think about that. Like, I did not think about them changing the line like that. But that was a very clever way. And in a way, when you think about it, from Norma Osborn's aspect, he is someone who I would imagine over time has gained the respect of people from his power, right? Because when you really think about it, for the most part, all of Spider-Man's villains, they are hungry for power and money. When you really think about it, they're hungry for power and money. So for Norma Osborn, who is someone who's already rich, but already he definitely wants more power, and you can tell he wants more power. Like he already has power, but he wants a overall power. That's why he's so in ties with Captain America. That's why he's so in ties with Ross. All these different heroes, all these different characters that we've seen, even with Otto Octavius. I think the reason why he's been searching out Otto Octavius for so, like he was in episode 7, to the point where he completely distracted himself from helping Peter, is because he wants that power element. He knows that Otto Octavius is a very intelligent man who has the power to legit have the power of the sun in the palm of his hands. And yes, there was even a reference to that in the episode, so I thought that was really cool. But to me, they've always played into the jealousy role with Norman and Otto. So it's always going to be that clash between those two. Even though we obviously seen that they were friends, they were partners. But something happened over time, and we learned that from Norma Osborn's side. But I'm also kind of curious about from Otto Octavius' side. What was it like for him? What caused them to break on his perspective? So maybe we get to learn a little bit more about Otto's perspective and why that friendship between those two broke like they did. Because I think it's definitely the power struggle. They're both trying to be these powerful people, and when you have two powerful people who want more power than the other, they're going to try to fight over each other to try to gain that. So again, the with great power comes great respect line. I definitely understand that with Norma Osborn's perspective. And again, it's a great twist. I like it. A mix of both. So you guys would prefer a mix of both for the Green Goblin outfit. I wonder if we'll see that. And Dr. Octopus, he was researching the strongest metal on Earth, so it could be vibranium or adamantium. It's definitely vibranium. I did see an Easter egg that referenced vibranium, because I don't know if they're going to do adamantium yet. Unless adamantium already exists in this universe, which I mean, that would be kind of cool, because that would be something different that we haven't had before. Because, again, we're just now getting adamantium in the MCU, you know? So that could be their way to kind of say, like, hey, this is how our universe is even more different from the MCU, because we already have adamantium. We already have the X-Men over here. So that also brings another question. Do the X-Men already exist? We haven't seen them yet, but who knows? I'm glad you saw the episodes, DJ Knight. What'd you think of them? In the finale, we get Spider-Man and Daredevil versus Unicorn, Scorpion, and all the other villains. And next season, we get Spider-Man and Daredevil versus the Green Goblin. That's something they could do. They could make this Green Goblin thing a slow burn. So maybe we don't even see Green Goblin yet. Maybe we get sort of like that slow burn with season 2. We see Norman descent into madness because now Peter Parker knows that Norma Osborn is not the most trustworthy person. So they're gonna build all. I would imagine they could probably build off of that and maybe have Peter interact with Otto Octavius, and maybe he works with Otto Octavius. I don't know if they'll do the same thing they did before with the Spider-Man games, but maybe he doesn't know about Otto Octavius. But then that doesn't make sense because he already knows about Otto Octavius. So then that wouldn't make sense. So I don't know what I'm saying there, but maybe there could be a twist or something that they do even more with that. Maybe it isn't Otto. Maybe it is someone else. Maybe Otto will try to pin it on Norman as if it's his doing. So we'll have to see. And do you think Norman is experimenting with animals and give other people animal powers and himself animal powers? I think so, because we saw a lizard. That was like one of the first animals we saw in the cages. And obviously we got, Connors in here, Carla Connors. I think that's her name, Carla Connors. I think that's her name. Like they're obviously gonna build up for her to be Lizard in the show. So I definitely see maybe some other characters maybe getting experimented on because the assistant of Otto Octavius, I might be wrong about this, but I believe he is Frogman. I might be wrong about that. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he is Frogman, if I remember correctly. So I definitely think we're gonna see more animal villains, and that's why I say I think it would be the perfect opportunity to have Craven the Hunter show up in like a season 2, because now they could do a storyline where Craven is on the hunt for these like animalistic human villains and stuff, or whatever they want to do with that. But I would love to see Craven, maybe a team up with him and Chameleon. I think that would be crazy. A really cool thing we haven't seen before. I want the Green Goblin suit to be a mix in between the tech and the classic comic book look. I thought it would be creative. Well, I don't know if they're gonna do. I don't know if they are gonna. I mean, they could, but I did see like, even though technically it's not that, there is like. Hold on, I can explain it better. I got a book. I got a book here. So I have a. You guys have seen me show off this comic. Mighty Marvel Masterworks. So if you guys can see, look at Green Goblin's design here. It definitely has that classic comic book thing to it, but it also has a little bit of like, just a little bit. You can kind of tell it does feel like they wanted to go with maybe a tech vibe to it, but this is definitely like comic accurate Osborn here. So maybe they could do a mix of something like this, which by the way, the same artist for Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, Leo Romero, actually did the cover for this. So maybe they take inspiration from this. Maybe they did. So we'll have to see. It's going to be interesting to see the different designs and stuff. That's why I love the end credits so much, because you get to see a little bit more about the designs and the concepts that they had for certain characters. And like I said, we need that art book. I need that art book because I would love to dive into those. What if he goes for the monster like ultimate? He could. There's also another reference in here too, with Lonnie Lincoln. I don't know if you guys picked up on this, but when Pearl had a rose, she had the rose that Lonnie Lincoln gave her. I automatically thought of the Rose, like the villain, the Rose. So maybe they could build up to something like that. I think it would be cool to have someone like the Rose as a villain in the show to kind of further that street level side of Spider-Man. I'm pretty sure Doc Ock had vibranium pulled up on his monitor. Yeah, he did. The Green Goblin suit might look a little bit on the tech side with a touch of the comic accurate, but I think that's going to be nanotech. Yeah. Yeah, Scorpion with gamma radiation is just dangerous. It's very dangerous. What's up, Juan? I hope you're still here, man. But what's up, man? I gotta know what you think about these episodes. I've been seeing you posting a lot on your socials and YouTube and stuff. Keep it up, man. Keep it up. You're doing some great content over there. Fernando, what's up? I'm looking forward to the next episodes. I am too. I am so curious on how they're gonna close this first season out. And again, it the switch up for this show has been very entertaining to watch because when we didn't have any information on this show, you know, for a good amount of the audience, people were already hating on this show, hating the idea of this show. Why did we get this show? Why didn't we get Spider-Man 98? Why didn't we get Spectacular Spider-Man season 3, right? You had all these like comments. The trailer came out and people still hated the fact this show was even coming out. And now the switch up has been immaculate because now people love this show. They're tuning in every episode for this show. So it's just really interesting to see how quick people judge things without giving it a fair share, a fair shake. Um, and your boy, I don't like to toot my own horn, but I mean, what did I tell you? I mean, just I told you guys, just give the show a chance. Like I didn't know anything about the show, like besides what we all know. And I wanted to cover as much accurate news about the show as possible because I feel like there was so much misinformation about this show. And I tried to clear it up as much as possible. Some people it kind of did, some people it didn't. But now they're starting to see with the show all the things that they thought were going to happen are not happening now. So now it's kind of like, oh, well, this didn't happen like I thought it did. Well, yeah, it wasn't going to. You listened to a bunch of other people online who lied to you about what the show is, and it wasn't even that to begin with. So, again, don't judge stuff just based off of it. Little information that people report that's inaccurate, it's best to like wait and give your fair shake on it. If you don't like it, you just don't like it. If you like it, you like it, you know? So, me too. We can finally see the classic suit. Yeah, Norman wants the gamma radiation. He definitely wants it, and he's definitely going to get it. I feel like he's definitely going to get it, and who knows, maybe the gamma radiation is what's in the G serum. Hey, Patrick, you said best series. I'm glad you're enjoying it. What's up, man? You said, Graham, you said there are two frog themed villains in the comics, Frogman and Leapfrog. They're actually father and son, named Eugene and Vincent Batilio. Okay, see, I didn't know that. I knew there was like Frogman, but I didn't know about Leapfrog. I didn't know they were father and son, so I think the character in the show, his name is Vincent, right? I think his name's Vincent, right? If I'm not mistaken. So maybe he's Leapfrog instead. On Twitter, I shared a fan art of what the Green Goblin mask could look like in the Leonardo Romero style. I saw that you liked it. What did you think? I like it. Shout out to who was it that actually made the art for that because they did a really good job. I wish I could post a link to it. I might have to do if I do a video. I am thinking about doing a video this week. If I do a video, I'll try to share that fan art and give credit to the person who made it because they did a really good job with like the style and the accuracy of what we could see Green Goblin look like. In Spanish, I think it's better. I'm not American, that's why. That's all good, man. All good. I understand. I do predict Nico will get kidnapped in episodes 9 and 10. I definitely see something with Nico because she's definitely going through her own fair share of adversity right now. Like, obviously, she's mad at Peter because Harry told her about Peter's secret, and now she knows, and now she feels like you're telling this guy that you just met, but I've been your friend for these amount of months and you didn't even tell me. So she's very hurt by that, which I understand from her perspective. I understand, but also at the same time, this is Spider-Man we're talking about. You know, he's trying to protect and save the people that he cares about. So if he told everybody that he's Spider-Man, it just wouldn't work because it would completely destroy his entire life, and we're already seeing certain aspects of his life already piece by piece getting destroyed. And these last two episodes are going to hit even harder for him because he's going to have to face the fact that one, his mentor is not who he claims to be. Two, his friends are now kind of in this state where they don't know how to trust him. And three, Aunt May is definitely going through something right now. She's not saying what she's going through. She definitely misses Ben, but I think there's something else with Aunt May that she's not saying right now, but she doesn't want to say because she doesn't want to worry Peter. So I think there's something there with Aunt May. Um, Also, episode 8, I love how they open the episode. It reminded me so much of like Mysterio. I instantly thought about Mysterio in that dream sequence. Well, technically a nightmare, but you guys know what I'm talking about. So maybe that's a tease of Mysterio showing up in a future season. I would love to see Mysterio. I think Mysterio for me is he's probably one of my favorite Spider-Man villains. So I would love to see Mysterio show up in the show at some point. Me too. I also told you about how awesome this show is too. Yeah, you did. Like I said, you guys have like stayed very supportive through this show, and you guys gave it a chance, and you guys seem to like it. So I'm happy that you guys did give it a chance because again, it's all about taking risks, and when you take that risk and you go all in, you don't know what you'll get. So yeah, what can I tell you, bro? I love the episodes. There's still things that have to be closed at the end of the series, but I trust it will conclude in an excellent way. I have that feeling too. I feel like there's a lot of loose ends that they're going to tie up, but we're also going to get teases to future problems that we're going to see. I think there's going to be some big consequences to Spider-Man because again, the next episode is titled Menace, Hero or Menace. So maybe that episode could be the downfall of people trusting Spider Man. Maybe they don't know how to trust Spider Man because something happens, maybe his reputation gets tarnished, um, and they don't know how to trust him now. And now he has to, maybe next season, his whole thing is building the trust of the people again. So we'll see. What's up, Dawson? What's up, man? Oh, nice you're back on. Still going strong. I've been loving the stakes and emotions now that all the plot beats are coming. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Like again, I love the writing in this show, and people thought this show was going to be like a kiddie show. Like no, we're hearing people say curse words in here. We're seeing legit blood, you know, we're seeing all these things, right? So this show definitely wasn't going to be this kids show that people thought it was going to be. And I'm glad that this show is taking on more mature themes because now this gives this show the opportunity to tackle more mature themes in the future, you know, that people have wanted to see for a while. So I'm glad the show got a rating to where they could kind of push the limit a bit, but they can't go too far into it. So I think it worked for them, you know, the best way. You know, instead of it being a Y7, like most of the Spider Man shows are Y7. So this show getting a G rating, I think, is good. Nico and Harry Osborn. I definitely felt some. I definitely felt something with those two. Will they get together? We'll have to see. But I feel like Nico likes Peter. Like I really do feel like she likes Peter, but she just doesn't know how to tell him. And I think Peter's gonna get to a point where he starts to realize that, oh, I like Nico. I've always liked her. So I think we're gonna see that maybe next season. That's what they build up on. I don't think they'll do it in the last two episodes, but maybe next season they build up into their friendship even more, and they start to develop a friendship over time. I think that's a very natural way to do it. Not try to like make it an instant thing, because you know in real life instant relationships don't always work out for the best. So when you're able to build up that thing as being friends and then getting into that next level, I think it's a little bit more natural. So I'm team Nico and Peter, but I definitely see a lot of people like very much seeing like the Nico and Harry thing. So we'll have to see who she ends up choosing. She could end up choosing Pearl too, because it seems like she likes Pearl too. So, uh, with Lonnie Lincoln and her not being together now, that kind of sets up that too. But we'll have to see. But for me, I want to see Nico and Peter together. Um, by the way, this version of the damaged suit is beautiful. Yeah, like legit Scorpion just kept punching the mess out of him, right? Punching the mess out of him. And his mask completely just torn off. You see the eyes, the eyelids gone. His mouth just revealed. So again, that just shows you like this show is taking the liberties of showing like, yes, Spider-Man has this power, but with the suit, it doesn't matter because the suit can break at any time. And then he has to make a new suit. So although Spider-Man has all of this power, the suit is kind of what also helps protect him. But when the suit is damaged, it's kind of like not, it's kind of like, it's like armor in a way. If you're like a knight, right? You have armor on. If your armor's damaged, at that point, you're just freelancing. And I mean, you're going to be more vulnerable. So, Aunt May is definitely seeing someone. When she went out, she was dressed up. Yeah, she's definitely seeing someone. She's definitely either she's seeing someone or she might have a medical condition going on. We're gonna find out something because there's definitely something with Aunt May that she's not revealing right now. Aunt May is sick, and I'm calling. I'm not ready to see her sick. That could be something too. That could be something too. So again, she's hiding something. Do you see Nico and Peter's friendship being strong? Oh, you guys are talking about that. I think Norman will already start his hunt with Spider Man because Norman wants to lock up everyone who does not agree with the Sokovia Accords. Yeah, and I don't think Peter agrees with the Sokovia Accords. Even though he's working with Norman, I don't think he agrees with the fact that the Sokovia Accords are a thing. So I think like I said, I think it would be really cool since this Peter Parker has such a big admiration for Captain America. I think it would be really cool if they had a scene with him and Captain America just sitting down and talking, and Captain America saying to him, um, I've been seeing what you're doing, man. Just keep doing what you're doing. You're a great hero. Uh, that conversation alone, like I said, that conversation alone speaks volume to Peter as a person because, again, they say you never meet your idols. But in this case, it could be a switch because he has someone that he idolizes that actually sees what he's doing and genuinely is interested, not because of money, not because of power, but genuinely because they see the good in Spider-Man. They see the good in Peter Parker. And I'm a firm believer that Steve Rogers, being the good man that he is, he can see when good is there. Like he can sense when someone is good. That's the power of the super soldier serum. It enhances that in him. So I could definitely see him just having that conversation with Peter. And I think it's a very much needed conversation. I think you'll enjoy this show, Janine. You will enjoy this show. I wonder if season one will end like Spider-Man: Homecoming with Aunt May finding out Peter is Spider-Man. Maybe, maybe that's something there too. Like I said, just at this point, Nico knows, Harry knows, Aunt May knows. At this point, everybody close to him knowing they could do that. But it's just a matter of how far are they gonna go, because now they could probably do something where Norman maybe captures someone close to Peter. Maybe it is Nico, like Carter has been theorizing. Maybe it is Aunt May. Will they play on to that vulnerability of Spider-Man? That's something we'll see. Are you gay? No, I am a proudly straight man, and I'm happy to be one. So I hope that answers your question. I'm Janine. I'm older than a lot of you guys. 57th birthday this Sunday. Your birthday's this Sunday. Well, I won't be able to tell you, but I'll tell you here. Happy birthday, Janine. 57 is a great, a great number, and living 57 years of your life is just an amazing thing. And I wish you many more. I wish you many, many more. So happy birthday to you, Janine. And I hope your birthday is good. I do see Captain America giving Peter fatherly advice. Yeah, like I see it. Like I feel like it's going to happen at some point, and when it does, that's going to be the moment where so Peter to me, that conversation is going to stay within him because his idol appreciates what he does. And a while ago, you mentioned some of the content I've been doing, and thank you very much. I forgot to respond. Believe me, I wish you the same. You will see. You will see that you will go far, Jace. Thank you, man. Thank you, Juan. No, you're good, man. You're good. I I love reading your guys' responses and comments and stuff. It's just great, great discussion. So, uh, I'm here for it. I'm here for all the discussions. And again, thank you for that. I really do appreciate it. It's just been a really amazing experience to finally just witness the show in real time because I've been so excited for this since the jump. Like I ever since it was announced, I was just like, man, like this is dope. Like this is such a dope concept. Like they're doing a modern Spider-Man while also taking liberties from the classic Ditko and John Romita Sr. era of the comics. And John Romita Sr. again is one of my favorite comic book artists of all time. You know, Jim Lee is up there. Brian Lee O'Malley from Scott Pilgrim is up there. Uh, so many different comic book artists that I love. And just to know that they thought of Steve Ditko, the man who, without him, there wouldn't be Spider Man, it just adds even more. And this show is just a big love letter to the Spider-Man lore and mythology as a whole, even down to the references. Again, when in the opening theme, when you see Jack Kirby's design of Spider-Man, like that just shows you the amount of research they went into with Spider-Man in mind. A lot of people didn't know that Jack Kirby drew a design for Spider-Man until the show. Some of you that I'm sure I didn't even know about that until I searched it up. So again, even for a Spider-Man fan who may know some things, there may be some things in the show and references to things in the show that you probably didn't even know about. So again, this show is just amazing all around, and shout out to Jeff Trammell and the whole team. I've had Jeff Trammell. He's, we've interacted a couple times on Twitter. I've interacted with a few, like with Leo Romero, the artist. I've, interacted with some of the storyboard artists on the show as well. They've commented uh, and stuff, and it's amazing to just know that this show has really helped me as a creator. Kind of broaden my audience because I was always animate. Like I love Marvel. I've always loved Marvel stuff, even growing up. But I was always adamant in covering it on my channel because I did it in the beginning and it didn't always pan out well. But then, like with X-Men 97, with Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, there weren't really any channels there weren't really too many channels that were kind of covering it in full like depth, and I felt like this was like the perfect opportunity to kind of bring that leadway to kind of talk a little bit more about those moments and about the show and giving you guys updates. I know X-Men 97, I'm sorry, X-Men 97 squad, I haven't done any videos I gotta get back into it. I gotta get back into it. But I haven't forgotten X-Men 97. I love that show. I love the show. And I'm really just, you know, I'm really excited to see what the future of Marvel animation is going to be because there's so much they can do with Marvel animation. Again, I've said it many times. The MCU tries their best to do what they can, but CGI isn't always something that you can rely on. But with animation, there's no limit. You can legit do all kinds of crazy effects and animation styles and all the different things you can do in animation that you wouldn't be able to do in live action. Imagine a Doctor Strange animated series and you get to see all the crazy worlds and stuff that you weren't able to see in a live action Doctor Strange film. You can see it in an animated, form, like a TV show or a movie, right? So I'm really glad that they started up the Marvel animation brand. I wish they would have started it up sooner, but I'm not going to complain because I'm happy with what we got now. And I can only wonder what ideas they have next for the brand, and I'm just looking forward to it. I'm also happy we got another closer look of Iron Man. I love the voice too. He's the same voice actor in What If? Is it What If? I think he voiced him in What If. He voiced some other characters too. Well, also in the end credits, again, shout out to Leo Romero because without him, this show doesn't have the blueprint. That Tony Stark and Iron Man design is chef's kiss. Top tier Iron Man design. They went all classic in with the eyes of the suit and the armor of the suit. Like you guys can see in the end credits, there's like a pose like this where he has both of his arms. Well, I can't really show you. Well, I could probably get back up. So he has both of his arms like that, right? So, and then just the Tony Stark design, right? He legit looks like Tony Stark. Like he's got the slick back hair, he's got the mustache, he's got the gray suit on. Like that's Tony Stark. So again, shout out to the art department for just they killing it with the designs of the characters, And I can only imagine what Incredible Hulk would look like in this style. I can only imagine what Black Panther would look like in this style. I can only imagine what all the other characters in this series, if we do see these other heroes, I could only imagine the designs they have for them. And I would love to see them. And I want to say this Marvel, I don't know if anyone at Marvel is going to see this or not. I don't think they would. Maybe they will. Marvel, you need to get Leonardo Romero to do a Marvel universe with his style. His style is so good that I could just legit read a full on Marvel universe drawn in his style. I would love to see that. And he's a very talented artist. If you guys have not, please check out Birds of Prey. His art in Birds of Prey is so good. And I want to see this guy get all the recognition because, again, just showing you guys this cover. He made this cover. Like, look how dope Spider-Man looks. Look how dope, Green Goblin looks in this. Like, he is so talented. And again, he's one of my favorite comic book artists as well. So again, it's just a testament to the talent and stuff. So like I said, I don't know if Marvel's gonna see this, but y'all gotta get Leonardo Romero doing a comic book series in his art style. I need that. Like there's a full circle moment when Peter was hesitant with Lonnie and wanted to be partners with Pearl in the pilot, and now he's concerned for his friend's safety once he gets that chance. Yeah, like again, it's so interesting the dynamic because when we first got revealed of Lonnie Lincoln in the show, right? Like We knew that was Pearl's, boyfriend, and they didn't do the thing where Peter's jealous and mad of him because he's dating the girl that he has a crush on. They didn't do that. They made them friends. And the fact that even in episode 8, when he leaves Pearl's house and he's trying to talk to Lonnie, like, hey man, I don't know what you're dealing with, but I want to help you. You got to get out of what you're in. And he doesn't know that he's Spider-Man. And I know some part of him wants to tell Lonnie, like, hey, if you only knew what I'm going through, if you only knew what I'm dealing with, then you would know I understand you more than you think. And I just love the back and forth parallels between Lonnie and Peter. Like they just do a really good job of showing like how certain decisions in your life, because it may not have been up to you, but because of someone else's decision, it leads you down a different path that you didn't know or anticipate that you're going to take. You know? Because had his little brother not gotten him into this life, he probably would be still playing football right now. He would still be in class. But because his little brother wanted to do this, and even the reasoning as to why he did it kind of pissed me off. And that's probably his little brother is the main villain in this show, in my honest opinion, because the way he goes about saying like, "Oh, I did this because everyone was talking about your name and no one ever talked about me, so that's why I joined the 110th Street gang," right? Like that alone is like, bro, it's unnecessary. Like he had no reason to get into that life, but because the reason he tried to justify it. And then not only that, he went and had to tell Pearl. He snitched on him and told Pearl about what was going on, and she showed up there during a dangerous time. Like to me, his little brother is very much like a bad, like I wouldn't say he's bad, but he's definitely like a hindrance to him because he caused this. Black Panther with eyes exposed and with the cape. Yes, like like down to the Fantastic Four design he had. If they had something similar to that for Black Panther, oh my god! I need to see someone draw that. I need to see someone draw Black Panther in the Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man style. Seeing T'Challa, that would be so dope to see him in that style. I feel like someone's going to do it. I don't know how to pronounce your name, so I'm gonna call you E. You said, can you speak Amhara? I can't. I can only speak English. I can only speak English. Yeah, Little Brother is the biggest son of a gun I've seen in my life. Yeah, oh my god, like there's times where he would say something and I'm like, "Will you please just be quiet?" Because he get on my nerves because he's the reason why Lonnie's in this mess right now. And man, I feel so bad for Lonnie. I really do. I hate that he's gone down this path. And as much as we want him to get, we want him to get out of this, he's too far in now. He's just too far in. We saw him chanting with Don, Big Don, the 110th Street, like he's on the football team. Like he's just too far in now, and it's just really unfortunate. Also, I thought it was funny. I thought it was funny that Otto Octavius was playing some kind of like game on his computer. It was like a mining game where he was trying to farm XP or something, he said. And I don't know why, but I feel like Otto Octavius, he seems like someone who would mod games just because, you know? I feel like he definitely would be like a game modder with his abilities and stuff. But we also didn't see his arms attached to him. We only saw his arms working in his little lab, but we didn't see him attached to his back. So maybe he's gonna take that gamma ray, attach those obviously those octopus arms of his, and they're gonna attach to the back of him, and we're gonna get the Doctor Octopus that we know of. So again, this show is building up on so much that I'm just really excited to see where it all ends for this final season. I heard from, if you guys watch Phase Hero, I heard from BD Davis, Brandon Davis, shout out to him. He's seen the entire series, and he said in his live stream yesterday, he said that episodes 9 and 10, the action and stuff, the episodes 9 and 10 were not prepared, according to him. So that just gets me even more excited because we don't know what's gonna happen. Like we can theorize what's gonna happen, but we really don't know where this is all gonna go. So I'm just excited just off that alone. You know, people saying like episodes 9 and 10, you guys aren't ready. Um, so Wednesday, can you get here any sooner? Yeah. I do see Rhino kidnapping Nico, with Unicorn trying to get Spider-Man after they find out his secret. Thoughts? Do you have a villain you want kidnapping Nico? Chameleon. I think Chameleon would be cool to kidnap Nico because he could legit wear a disguise. Maybe he, like I said, if they want to pull an even more references to Spider-Man media, like the first ever Spider-Man comic where he met the Fantastic Four, right? They could have Chameleon dressed up as Spider-Man. So now there's two Spider-Mans. So now people think that Chameleon Spider-Man is the legit real Spider-Man. And if they want to do that kidnapping Nico storyline, I think he would be the best option to kidnap her, in my honest opinion. Probably along with Rhino and stuff. Been loving the little visual cues the show's been doing, but in my honest opinion, the standout this week was the sound design. The screeching echoes from that glider reveal was incredibly eerie, and I love it. Yes, yes. One thing I love about this show is the sound design. The sound design, when you sit back and listen to it, it's actually like really good for this show because when down to the thwipping of the webs, the thwipping of the webs is like so dope. Um, like I said, even down to like the glider, right? Just hearing the sounds of the glider, just kind of warming you up to, yeah, the goblin is coming. He's gonna show up. Um, I just don't know. I don't think we're ready for this goblin reveal. I don't think we're ready. I think they're gonna do a twist that we didn't see coming with that. Can you imagine they put the Fantastic Four in the second season with Romero style? Oh my god, sign me up. Sign me up. I need to see that. I need to see the Fantastic Four in Leo Romero style. So I'm here for it. I hope they do it. And again, that's also a great way to build that Johnny Storm and Spider-Man relationship. People have wanted to see that. That's something that the actor who's playing Johnny Storm in the Fantastic Four movie that's coming up, he said that he would love to interact with Spider-Man. So if they don't do it in the MCU, which I feel like they might allude to, but if they don't do it, I think this is the perfect opportunity for them to do it in this show. Like I said, I do see New York being divided on Spider-Man kidnapping Nico, One side will think it's him, the other knew it's not the real Spidey. See, that's perfect because again, in the first issue with Chameleon, they thought a lot of people thought that Chameleon Spider-Man was the real Spider-Man who was committing all these crimes, right? And a lot of people did not trust Spider-Man at all because they thought he was the one committing the crimes. But no, it wasn't him. It was Chameleon. So Spidey had to legit prove a way to show like no, this is the Chameleon. This isn't me. So that's a great way to kind of build even more wits for Peter. I don't know if you heard, but the glider, once it approaches the target, it seems to scream, like the pumpkin bombs from Spectacular. Yeah, I know. You know what? That's something else I noticed. So to me, like I said, Norma Osborn, he is so. The reason why he wanted to know so much about Spider-Man because he was getting himself prepared. He's getting himself prepared. He knows what he's gonna face with because he pretty much in a way you could say he didn't teach Peter everything he knows, but you can say that Norman was a big help to Peter as far as his suit, as far as how to get out of certain situations. He was always there. So if anyone knows a little bit more about how this Spider-Man is going to interact with certain environments and stuff, it's him because he's been there. So he's been preparing himself. All we need to know is just to see that heel turn. And yes, I'm using a wrestling terminology. It's a heel turn. He's gonna turn heel. So yes, he already has his blood, or well, that's what it seems after his team of doctors intervene. Yeah, that's another thing. Why did they need his blood? Why did they need his blood? Are they gonna try to use his blood and try to inject that in someone else? Is there, some other big thing? Has he been injecting blood of the other people involved? Like we haven't seen Amadeus Cho yet. We haven't seen him become the Hulk. Which now that I think about it, gamma radiation. I wonder if Amadeus Cho is gonna get caught up into some gamma radiation, and that's how he becomes the Hulk. I wonder if that's how that's going to work. That's interesting. Maybe they will apply the Amazing Spider-Man, create villains like Lizard. I think so. I see that being a scenario that they do. I know why they need his blood to make the G serum. Well, that definitely makes sense too. If the G serum calls for, his blood, I definitely see that being something there too. Jace, please tell me what channel the Spider-Man show is on. It's not on cable, Janine. If you have Disney Plus, I don't know if you have Disney Plus, but if you do, it's gonna be on there. It's not on regular TV. But if you have Disney Plus, all you have to do is search up Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man and it'll show up. But yeah, what do you guys think? Like, what do you guys think is going to happen in the last two episodes? What would you guys like to see happen? And kind of going into the season 2 talk, what do you guys want? Like, who do you guys want? What characters do you want to see appear in this show? What villains do you want to see? What heroes? All of this stuff. Because, to be honest with you, I could see this show going at least 8 seasons. And that's crazy to say, but I could really see this show going at least 9 seasons. 8 or 9 seasons. This series is leaving so many seeds. A promising future is coming. Yeah, and like I said, Jeff Tramiel said in an interview that they're already working on season two, and season three is already in development. They're in development for season three. So again, that just tells me that Marvel has a lot of faith in the show and the direction that they're taking. And I'm so glad that they got a showrunner, because that was one of Marvel, I think, in my opinion, one of Marvel's biggest issues is the fact that they were trying to run all their shows like movies. And movies and TV is a completely different thing because the budgets are different. The amount of time that, you take to work on a TV show season compared to a movie is like very different. So the fact that, again, the fact that they've greenlit this show for season two along with X-Men 97 just kind of shows that Marvel has faith in, Marvel animation and these projects. So we can see this version of Peter grow, sees different stages like in Life Story. I would love that. I mean, they have the blueprint already. We saw all the different hairstyles that we could possibly see Peter Parker wearing, like in the end credits. And I always go back to the end credits because I think a lot of those things might be things that we see. Maybe we see Peter Parker with shaggier hair. Maybe we see Peter Parker with the crazy, messed up, spiky hair that he has. Like maybe we see him growing up, and I hope we do. I would love to see him going to college, go into his college years, go into his adult life, have kids. Maybe if they want to go as far as to him having kids, and maybe we get like a May Day or something. That would be cool. I would love to see them go as far as that. So, um, and that could maybe be their way to kind of do like a Ultimate Spider-Man inspired thing, although it wouldn't be the as same as Ultimate Spider-Man, but the concept of now this Peter Parker is grown up and he has kids and a family, you know, they could go, far into those themes. So I hope this show lasts a good long years, because I think it will. I have that feeling. All right, Janine. Good night. I hope you rest well. Let's see. Carter, you said Nico getting kidnapped by Peter. Getting kidnapped. Peter will meet Captain America, and something I'm trying to figure out what you were saying there. The Green Goblin suit. Something about the Green Goblin suit. Do you think we obviously saw Daredevil? We're gonna see Daredevil pop up again. Will we see him in these next two episodes? I feel like we might see it because I still want to know, like, what was his reasoning for going in Oscorp? What was he trying to find in there? I definitely want answers on that. So I hope that they kind of go into that conversation. I have to go, but great direct, Jace. You will see that next week. Next week will be amazing. Take care of yourself. Bye, chat. Hey, man, Juwan, thank you for always showing up in the streams. It's great, man. Again, great content. If you guys haven't, follow Juwan. He does really great content, Spidey content. He talks Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man as well. So definitely go check him out. I think you guys will really enjoy his content. And like I said, I hope you have a great day. And I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next stream, man. We gotta talk about this finale. It's gonna be something. A sneak peek of the Green Goblin suit is what I'm saying. They might do it. I don't know if they'll do a promo. I don't know if they'll do a promo for it, but I could see them maybe teasing like maybe we won't see the full suit, but maybe we could see like a little bit of a shot of maybe the legs of the suit or something, or just the glider of the glider with maybe the legs of the suit. Maybe that's their way of kind of showing like, yeah, we're doing it, but we're not going to reveal all of it. So that's something that I could see them doing. Um, But yeah, this is gonna be definitely a shorter stream because I have some things that I have to do today. And so yeah, it's gonna be on the shorter side. I definitely would talk more with you guys, but again, it's gonna be short because I have to do something in like a couple minutes. So for those of you who joined the stream, thank you guys so much for joining this discussion. Again, it's always great to have these discussions about the show. Like I said, I've been really excited and just satisfied and happy with this show as a whole. And like I said, if you like your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, stay tuned because something is coming. And like I said, when that time arises, I will let you guys know when that says something is going to happen. So when I tell you guys, just be ready. And yeah, with that being said, again, what am I gonna say? For those on the replay, watching this on the replay, if you like the stream, if you haven't, maybe you're new here, definitely hit the like button, subscribe, turn on those post notifications, because we do weekly discussions over here. I talk some other things too sometimes. So again, it just all depends on my schedule. And like I said, every Thursday, because Wednesday I would have done them Wednesday, but again, I want to give you guys at least a day to watch the episodes. So that's why I don't do them Wednesday, unless you guys want me to do them. Maybe like for the finale, if you guys want me to do like on that Wednesday, I can, but I probably will just do it on that Thursday because I don't want to. I don't want to feel like you have to rush to watch the show because I know people are busy with school and work and stuff. So I try to give it at least a day. So yeah, we do weekly discussions on here. Sometimes on Wednesday, for your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man on Thursday. Plenty of good content. I did some trailer reactions during the Super Bowl. If you guys haven't checked that out, Serenity, you said Thursday is good in my opinion. All right, we'll keep it to Thursday then. So the finale stream next Thursday. And when we get into Daredevil Born Again, we'll do Thursday as well because I think that would be good to kind of keep with that Thursday line, just giving people time to watch the episodes and whatnot. So we'll keep that format going. But yeah, um, great content on the way. Stay tuned. Thank you guys so much. These streams wouldn't be a thing without you guys. You guys make these streams awesome every single time. So I'm very much appreciative. Um, I wonder where Marvel Fan is. I kind of want to hear his thoughts on the episode. Marvel Fan, if you're watching on the replay, let us know your thoughts on the episodes. We gotta know. But anyway, with that being said, thank you guys so much. Big love to you all, and peace out.